All right, so we're going to begin. So I'm going to give the elders some homework right now. Everybody's going to get some homework. Y'all, I'm a school teacher. I have something for y'all. Lesson. So I'm going to pass out some papers here. Right. And I have pencils. Yep.
Would you like for me to help pass them out?
Oh yeah, sure. And I'm going to give you your assignment once everybody has a pencil.
Oh, you need one too?
Brother, how many of you taking part in this little exercise? All right, here we go. All right, what I would like you to do for me, I'm going to give you 3 minutes, okay? What I want you to do is write down 10 African-American males you see in television and movies that you think are role models. 10 African-American males that you see on television and in movies that you feel are role models.
Can it be their character?
Can it be their character?
The character they're playing is the role model?
No. No. So I'm gonna give you 3 minutes.
Is there a timeline on this?
Timeline?
Can it just be people that I've ever seen?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I would like it to be current, but but you
Now,
can.
see, you're asking a lot now.
But you can.
Does it have to be alive?
Well, if yeah, I would like for
You said
them.
on television
Television, yeah, television.
and movies,
Right.
but they might not be alive
You
right
cut my
now.
list out while my coat's around. You just sit active.
I would
I'm going to take off.
I would like it to be current, but I'm gonna try to
It
give
could
you.
be current, but they might have just died.
Okay, yeah, all right, that's fine.
All
Yep,
right.
yep. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
He's consistent. I don't care what we're doing, he always
Does that
says.
person have to be a performer?
No, that have to be a performer. Just on in television and movies. I gave you a little extra time.
He said 10. Didn't he say 10?
10.
I had two, and I gave one to be crossed out.
10.
Y'all having a hard time with this. Okay. All right.
Just movies, huh?
Television could be a television show, or it could be a movie. African American male that you see on television or in the movies that you could consider as a role model. That you see on television or in the movies that you could consider as role models.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, right?
All right.
It's 30 seconds for this one.
You said 30 seconds?
30 seconds.
Okay, one minute, 1 minute. time is up. Here we go. Draw another line. This time I'm going to give you 1 minute to give me 10 African American males in the field of music, or music that you would like to listen to, that you listen to. 10 African American
Are these role
males.
models or just performers that we like?
Yeah, performers that you like.
They could be degenerate,
Males.
but we like them.
Yeah, yep. Yep, males. He said, can it be degenerate?
Males and females, just males, you know.
Just males. Mhm.
So these are groups.
It could be groups, yeah, it's fine.
Say the question again, the whole question.
Give me 10 African American male music performers that you like to listen to. All right, time is up. Draw a line. Give me 10 females now. And then we'll be on to our last one. All right, so you got 1 minute for females.
Too long.
All right, time is up for that one. And here's our last thing. Here we go. I want you to give me, I'll give you 2 minutes for this one. I want you to give me television shows that you might see your children, or if it's your grandchildren, that they like to watch on television. All right, it could be cartoons.
That they like to watch?
That they like to watch. That you've observed them, yeah, that you've observed them watching.
Children,
Yeah.
watch.
You don't have any children? Yeah.
No children in the room.
Okay.
Well, see, we're television Nazis, so it's.
Oh, y'all television Nazis, okay.
Yeah, so.
All right, we'll stop there then. All right, we'll stop there. Okay. So I got.
They really have television.
See, that's what I get for doing this with a conscious crowd, right? All right, but here we go. So now, can somebody give me some of their African American males and role models that they had in television? Harry Belafonte.
Paul Robeson. Sidney
Okay, hold on. Let's go back to. Can you read your whole list?
I just had Belafonte and Touré.
And Kwame Ture. All right, on television. Okay. Go ahead, sister.
Paul Robeson, Harry Belafonte, Mary Baraka, Danny Glover, Sidney Poitier, Ozzie Davis.
Wow. Okay.
I have Amir Baraka, Sidney Poitier.
Wow. Okay.
Wayne was
Alex Haley.
Bill Cosby and Alex Haley. Okay.
I said Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. All right, sister.
My addition was Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. Okay. All right. So you had.
I just had, I had Paul Robeson.
Paul Robeson.
That was it.
Wow.
I had brain freeze.
So, yeah. Okay. Let's do the females. See what you have for females.
Toni Morrison.
Okay.
I said Ruby D. That was
Ruby
about,
D.
that's as far as I got.
Wow.
I
Abby
couldn't think.
Lincoln.
You said who?
Abby Lincoln. I had Ruby D, Toni Morrison, Abby Lincoln.
Wow.
Cicely Tyson.
Cicely
Yeah,
I
Tyson.
had Cicely.
I was trying to think of
Cicely
it.
And Angela Bassett.
Mm.
Okay. And you had
I Cicely Tyson.
Cicely Tyson.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Wow.
I drew a blank. Oh,
Wow.
God.
That's interesting because they're not really on television
Yeah.
anymore. You know what I'm saying? Anymore.
For Black
But
History
you said
Month.
movies.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
trying to-
But see,
Role
but
model.
now,
Yeah.
but think about our children then. So who do our children have to look at on television? As
Nobody.
nobody,
Nobody.
right? And how much television do they watch?
All the time.
All the time. Okay, let's go to music. All right, let's see our males in music. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Bill Scott Heron,
Oh, that's right.
Osa Bisa,
Mhm.
Terry Collier.
Okay, that's it. Wow.
There are some more, I just couldn't.
Okay, couldn't.
I have Last Poets,
Oh,
Precise Science, I'll be following older children.
Wow.
Yeah, I had said the last course, Professor Griff, Public Enemy, Precise Science, Amun, and Most Step.
Wow. Okay.
Stevie Wonder, James Brown, and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth,
All
and
right.
Fire. Wow. All right.
Cam, Raphael Sadiq, and Mint Condition.
And mint condition. Okay. All right.
Fela Kuti, Stevie Wonder, Curtis Mayfield, Earth, Wind and Fire, Most Def, Rough Mike from Precise Science,
Mhm.
Tahir, RBG.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yes.
I don't hear
Absolutely.
You know what? I don't hear most of their stuff on the radio anymore.
Yeah, well, that's underground now.
Right. Right.
Chase
Sure
right up
is,
there. They've
All
put
right.
it underground.
Okay. But we're starting to see something here.
Mhm.
Okay. So there's music and stuff that our children are listening to all the time. It's empty. There's nothing in it. There's nobody that they can see as a role model that's performing this music. Okay. All right. Let's look at the television shows. All right. No one was able to give me any television shows that the children watch.
That their children, that they're chased off of when they find out that they're watching it. My granddaughter was trying to expose herself to the Bad Girls Club.
Bad Girls
My
Club.
daughter, yeah, banned that, and my grandson was attached to Boondocks.
Boondocks.
She got chased off of that too.
Okay. All right. So now, when I do this, I usually do this with a crowd when I do my first lecture with them. Kind of see what's going on. But I do it with the children in school. But you know what? What do you think are some of the people that I get from the kids when I do this?
Oh, the little
Musician.
Lil Wayne. Well, let's just call out what you think if it's television.
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross,
I don't even
The
know
one
that
who
name.
likes to call himself Hova.
Hova. Okay.
His slutty wife.
His slutty wife.
Beyonce.
Nicki Minaj,
Nicki Minaj,
Beyonce.
Yes.
Beyonce, right?
Yeah,
Right.
what's his name? Her husband, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Ciara.
Kanye
Kanye West.
Diddy.
King Diddy. Okay. Yeah. And this is what I hear.
Mm.
But I hear people like Tyler the Creator. You might not even you might have heard of him. Okay. But Tyler the Creator. When I ask them about television shows, things that they watch, Bad Girls Club, like you said,
Very popular.
South Park.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's popular.
All of the Hollywood wives.
Hollywood, the
Yeah.
reality shows.
Reality shows.
Oh,
Love and
yeah.
Hip Hop, is
Hip hop
that
in
one?
Atlanta.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it goes back to that phrase, you are what you eat.
Mm.
And I take it a little further and I say, you are what you consume. All right, so these things that our children are watching, when I say we, I'm not talking about us in this room because I'm with the conscious crowd. But these things start to become a part of it. Okay, but we're going to start here with another warm-up exercise, and the first lady of all them DVDs, she cannot participate in this. Brother Hanif cannot participate in this because they've seen this already. As a matter of fact, it was a blessing because this was one of the DVDs that I bought from Hanif. But I want you to check this out. This is a little quick exercise. All right, basically, how many have seen this? Anybody seen this before? All right, I want you to count how many times the team in white passes the ball and remember the number. Okay? Count how many times the team in white passes the ball and remember the number. Right? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Here, let me make sure the sound is on.
Over here, so I can see.
Now remember, all right, only count the number of passes from the white team, all right? Try not to count out loud, count to yourself. How many passes?
14.
14? What do you say?
I can't see the screen, so.
Couldn't see the screen? Okay, she couldn't see the screen. All right, so he said 14. Oh, you watched it? What do you got? 16. 16? Wow. What do you say?
13.
13?
13.
13?
11.
11. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. They say it could be 15, 14, or 13. All right? Let's see what the answer is. The answer is, the count doesn't matter.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Now, why would they say that? Why would they say that the count doesn't matter?
Oh,
Okay? Here we go. What you think, sister?
because they didn't pass it to anybody in the other t-shirts.
Okay. Here we
They
go.
pass it to each other.
They pass it to
That's why
each
the
other.
white pass it to the white and the black pass it to the black shirts.
Okay. All
That's
right.
why it
Well, it was only white people passing the ball,
says.
period.
No, some of the t-shirts.
She talking about the color of the shirts.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, we're going to do this. We're going to watch the clip again, but this time don't count. Just watch and see what really happens. Okay? This time don't count. Just watch and see what happens.
Oh,
Oh,
I see it. There's 2 balls in there.
yeah, I saw something else just now. Who was that gorilla? And there was a gorilla in the
They had
middle.
2 balls.
There's 2 balls, right?
Yes.
But that was because the black team and the white team were passing the ball. But she saw it. What did you see?
The gorilla.
The
Came out
gorilla.
and he went like that.
Did you see the gorilla walk through the crowd? Turn around and face the camera and beat his
First
chest?
beat his chest.
Huh?
Was he getting the first one?
Yeah.
Let's see how
All right, here we go. Watch. I'm gonna show you again so that you don't think I'm playing a trick on you. All right.
It's 2 different tapes.
Well, let's take it.
Oh, I see it.
Let's
Yes,
take it back to the
yes.
first. Let's take it back to the first clip. Wait a minute. Let's take it back to the first clip.
Yes.
Now watch.
That's crazy.
Look, turned around and faced y'all. Oh my God!
You know what it was? He was distracted.
Did not see that.
He was
We were
Right.
distracted.
And walk slow.
right. Walk slow.
And we were distracted.
But
because
why
we
didn't
had-
we see?
Because we
We
were
were doing
focused.
something else.
Yeah, we
Because
were
we're
focused on something else.
And that's what's going on with this world of
Yes, it
entertainment.
is.
Wow.
We're so focused on all of this entertainment, these entertainers and all of these things, that we're not watching what's really going on. Okay? So this is a technique that they use all the time, and it's called misdirection. Okay? Here we go. Now, as a question, I like to ask you, what is the leading cause of death in African Americans? What is the leading cause of death in African Americans? If I was to ask you that question, what would you say?
I say the leading cause of death in African America is lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge. Okay.
That's whether they understand disease, whether it's.
But when we talk about things that that they can physically observe in terms of they can count numbers for, what would you say was the leading cause of death in African Americans?
Besides the food?
Besides
Yeah.
food.
Black on black crime.
You say black on black crime, okay. What do you think?
I would say health like her.
Health,
Health
okay.
issues is killing us quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I want you to watch this next piece I'm going to put on. And it's interesting. All right. Let's go to this one.
Which presidential candidate has supported reducing the black population in the USA? Barack Obama or John McCain? Which one supports an organization whose founder believed that the mass of Negroes breeding in the South was a dysgenic horror? This same founder wrote, "We should hire 3 or 4 colored ministers, preferably with social service backgrounds and with engaging personalities. The most successful educational approach to the Negro is through a religious appeal. We don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members." This organization started the Negro Project to target the black population in America. This same organization is partially responsible for the elimination of approximately 50 million blacks in the USA alone. Which presidential candidate supports this organization? The answers. Margaret Sanger is the racist founder of Planned Parenthood, which is supported by Barack Obama. In Sanger's racist mind, blacks produced too many low-quality children. She wished to change this through the use of sterilization and birth control. In her book, The Pivot of Civilization, Sanger argued that...
Now, just to add, not only was Margaret Sanger one of the founders of Planned Parenthood, but also was Bill Gates' father, okay? And Bill Gates, he's following that tradition because he's pushing it too.
Yeah, so
Okay?
support that eugenic stuff.
Right, exactly.
organized attempts to help the poor were the surest sign that our civilization has bred, is breeding, and is perpetuating defectives, delinquents, and delinquents. Sanger was editor of the Birth Control Review from 1917 to 1938. The June 1932 edition of the Birth Control Review was called the Negro Number, and the editorial posed this question: shall they go in for quantity or quality in children? Shall they bring children into the world to enrich the undertakers, the physicians, and furnish work for social workers and jailers? Or shall they produce children who are going to be an asset to the group and American society? Another article in the same edition criticized the mass of ignorant Negroes who bred carelessly and disastrously, so that the increase among them is from that part of the population least intelligent and fit, and least able to rear their children properly. To control the breeding of blacks and other undesirables, in October 1916, Sanger started an illegal birth control clinic in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, New York. In 1922, Sanger founded the American Birth Control League. Many members of this league supported racist eugenics. One of these members was named Lothrop Stoddard, who wrote a book titled The Rising Tide Color Against White World Supremacy. In 1929, the League helped start a birth control clinic in Harlem, a largely black section of New York City. The racist legacy of Margaret Sanger and the American Birth Control League is still with us today in Planned Parenthood. The nation's largest abortion provider is Planned Parenthood. 3.2 million abortions since 1970 and millions more abortion referrals have been made by this organization. Almost 80% of Planned Parenthood clinics are located in or near predominantly minority neighborhoods. Since 1973, abortion has reduced the black population by over 25%.
Now, I just read an article where they said that, I think it was in 2012, the number of abortions in New York City among African American people was more than the amount of children that were African American children that were born in that city. Okay, so the leading cause of death in African Americans is actually abortion. Okay, and if you really listen to in the beginning when they said that they would hire the well-spoken black ministers to push it. Okay, so now you can guess who was the recipient of the first Margaret Sanger Award. What do you think? Martin Luther King Jr.
Wow.
Okay, the first recipient of the Margaret Sanger Award. Okay,
Did he accept it?
Oh yeah, but see now you got to go back. You got to think about it because now, see this thing. What I've learned that it's pieces to a puzzle. You start grabbing these pieces, you start bringing these things together. Think about COINTELPRO. Okay, when it came out with the information about COINTELPRO, because they had to release it because of the Freedom of Information Act. They talked about how the government was watching different black leaders. And it mentioned Martin Luther King Jr., Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, and Stokely Carmichael, right? They said that what they were trying to do is, with COINTELPRO, they were trying to destroy or eliminate the possibility of there being a black messiah. Okay, and this was their words. Okay, they were trying to destroy a black messiah. So they know something that we don't know. Okay, so that's why there's this all-out attack on our children. Okay, but in the document it said that Martin Luther King Jr., they weren't worried about him so much as long as he was following their agenda. Okay, as soon as he started going against their agenda, what happened?
Take him out.
Right. Malcolm X, they were definitely afraid of Malcolm X. So what did they do? They exterminated. They said they weren't worried about Elijah Muhammad because he was too old. Okay, and Stokely Carmichael, they just say he had potential. Okay, but they were trying to prevent the rise of a black messiah. So now what we